Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Right now at 10, it's one of the largest lottery jackpots in U.S. history. $1.2 billion on the line tonight. We're going to show you the drawing live, and we'll have some financial advice if you somehow win.
Also ahead, the U.S. Senate candidates debating for the final time 6 days before the election. We'll hear their final pitch to voters.
So long as it represents what the town's values are, I think it could certainly be appropriate.
And how one Connecticut town's rules about flags could change if an LGBTQ plus pride flag is allowed to fly on town property.
Thanks for joining us here on the News at 10. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. Let's start with your forecast. A beautiful day and evening out there.
Want to start things off with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank. Hi, Rach.
This is just wild day after day with temperatures around 70 degrees. Here's a look at today's highs. And tomorrow will be maybe a few degrees cooler, but still way above average for this time of year. Right now, we're looking at temperatures in the upper 40s for both Hartford and the New Haven area. And we're in the mid 40s for Willimantic. As we head through the evening tonight, it will turn cooler than it was the last few nights. In fact, we're thinking there could be some 30s away from the Connecticut shoreline as we head towards daybreak tomorrow morning. So some areas of patchy frost possible and some areas of patchy fog possible as well. Then a big rebound once again as we head through the afternoon with high temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 60s with plenty of sunshine from start to finish. We'll be even warmer than this heading into the weekend. In fact, we could get close to some records with highs soaring into the mid 70s. We'll take a look at how long this warm November stretch lasts. Your full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. We're following some breaking news in Wethersfield this evening. Police are on the scene after a pedestrian was hit by a vehicle.
Fox 61's Sarah Sanchez in the breaking news center right now with what we know tonight. Sarah?
But we can confirm one person was hit along the Berlin Turnpike today. Wethersfield police are on scene, and they tell us this is all happening in the area of the Berlin Turnpike and Pawtucket Avenue. One vehicle and one person were involved in this crash, and according to the DOT, the turnpike is closed right now on both north and southbound sides between Route 155 and Knott Street while police continue their investigation. Of course, we are staying on top of this story. We'll bring you the very latest information as soon as it becomes available from police. In the Breaking News Center, Sarah Sanchez, Jen, back to you.
And with this year's election just 6 days away now, the candidates for U.S. Senate took part in their final debate tonight. Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal and Republican Leora Levy faced off in Rocky Hill.
That's where we find Fox 61's political reporter Emma Woolforce. She joins us live now in Rocky Hill with more about some of the moments during and after this final debate tonight. Emma?
Ben, Jen, sparks flying early on here tonight as both candidates went at each other over those big issues like abortion and inflation. But a tense moment after the debate as well. Levy actually left and did not come out to answer post-debate questions with media. Now, I did try to get some clarification here. Debate hosts say both campaigns were aware and agreeable to candidates answering post-debate questions with media, and the understanding appeared to be Levy would come back out for questions. Instead, we were told she left and a campaign spokesperson would give a statement. His statement simply, Leora won. Now, both candidates did tackle those big campaign issues, like I said, like abortion, the economy, and inflation. During tonight's debate, Levy saying the Democrats caused inflation with failed policies. When following up post-debate about how this explains current global inflation in places like the UK, Levy's representatives said,
if voters want to make a decision based on whether prices are higher in Great Britain or Connecticut, they're welcome to do that when they go to the polls. I think they're mostly concerned about the prices in Connecticut.
To say it is Joe Biden who caused inflation is simplistic to the point of absolute absurdity.
Now, Levy's team did put out a statement just about an hour ago saying, in part, this election is about taking back our country, and I know Connecticut will join the red wave on November 8th. For now, live in Rocky Hill, Emma Woolforce, Fox 61 News.
Thank you very much. And Fox 61 has you covered leading up to Election Day. Right now, you can text the word vote to the phone number that's on your screen, 860-527-6161. We will send you back a link with our Fox 61 voter guide that has all of the races taking place this November, plus important information you need to know if you're planning to cast your ballot on Election Day. All right, first on Fox 61, we'll know the winning numbers in one of the largest lottery jackpots in U.S. history very soon.
Soon. The Powerball sits at an estimated $1.2 billion, and you'll see that drawing live right here on CW20 at 10:59. Fox 61's Gabby Molina joining us live in East Hartford tonight to break down if it's worth taking the lump sum all at once or if you take increments. She joins us live. Gabby?
Ben, Jen, yeah, a lot of people, anyone with a ticket really anxiously awaiting this drawing to see if their life is going to change tonight, including myself. I have my ticket. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really positive. But the truth of the matter is the odds are just not all that great. With their Powerball tickets in hand, people already know exactly what they'd do if they won the jackpot.
To help people in need. I hear the money like that, brother. Believe me, I like to help.
The $1.2 billion jackpot is the largest Powerball prize in more than 6 years. It's been growing since August, the last time someone won the jackpot, which is a hint at just how hard it is to get all of those lucky numbers.
The chances are always the same. It's 1 in 292.2 million. It's 250 times more likely to be hit by the lightning.
But it's not impossible.
Improbable things happen all the time. Somebody is going to win the jackpot.
And people in Connecticut are hoping it could be them.
I'm feeling really, really lucky. Things have been going great for me, so I feel like we're just going to keep it going.
When there is a winner, they'll have two options. Take a lump sum payment of $596.7 million, or get the full $1.2 billion paid out over 29 years.
I want royalties for life. I'm going to take the payments. You know what I'm saying? I want that steady cash flow I ain't got to think about, you know.
There's no right answer, but there's a lot to consider. With the annuity option, the money is essentially invested, and higher interest rates prompted by inflation could mean more money over time. But some say they'd want to take it into their own hands.
I'm going to take it up front because I might not be here tomorrow and my kids need that money.
At the end of the day, it's just fun to daydream about the money, and all you can do is cross your fingers that it comes true.
Anticipation, waiting for the results, and speaking to others, connecting to others who are also sharing that experience with you can be more valuable than the $2 that you spend on buying the ticket.
Yeah, really, it is just fun to play and think about all the possibilities if you were to win that $1.2 billion jackpot. By the way, that jackpot is the second largest in Powerball history and the fourth largest in U.S. lottery history. Live in East Hartford, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.
Good luck, Gabby. All right, thank you. And you can see that live drawing of the lucky numbers right here on CW20. You'll be able to watch it at 10:59 immediately following this newscast, the news at 10. And new tonight, Connecticut's getting more than $86 million to help families with home heating costs this winter. It's part of a $4.5 billion in federal funds going to every state. The governor and Connecticut's members of Congress say that the money will also help families make cost-effective home repairs to lower their energy bills.
Well, new details tonight as Southington police say the suspect in a homicide last week gave them a fake name and a birthday when he was first questioned. Officers found Victor Perez of Meriden had a fanny pack with thousands of dollars and a bullet inside it. After he was handcuffed, they also found a gun in Perez's pants pocket. That was loaded. Safety was also on.
A former school executive accused of kidnapping 4 women was found guilty by a jury today. Michael Sharp was facing 8 counts for kidnappings in the 1980s. Police say he attacked at least 2 of the women involved, but he wasn't charged for that since the state's statute of limitations had expired. Sharp faces 100 years, up to 100 years in prison.
Hartford police are looking for a man they say is involved in a homicide. Take a look at this picture right here. Police say this man is a suspect in the death of Dominic Battle back in August. If you know who this man is, call Hartford police. Well, new at 10, Wethersfield is considering a change that could affect if an LGBTQ plus pride flag can fly on the town's property.
The town's council is considering a proposal to require approval for most flags flown on town property, including the pride flag and flags for other countries. Fox 61's Tony Black spoke with the town manager tonight, who says it's a proactive measure they're looking at as other communities across the state have similar discussions.
Outside Wethersfield Town Hall, Connecticut's state flag, the American flag, and the prisoner of war missing in action flag fly high. The town council is now considering what else can go up the polls.
We're getting a lot more requests, and that's one of the reasons why we're moving forward with this.
Town manager Frederick Presley presented the town council a proposal last month that would require most flags to get approval if looking to fly on town property. Those other than the town, state, country, and POW/MIA would need the council's approval. It stems from a Supreme Court decision stating the city of Boston discriminated against a religious group by denying permission to fly. He says there's nothing in the books in Wethersfield that sets a standard for what can go up.
Many localities throughout the country, not just here in Connecticut, have been moving to implement policies that just kind of set the framework.
Flag flying conversations are being held across the state. The Stonington Board of Ed voted last week to allow pride flags to be hung in the classroom after some parents voiced concerns. The Southington and Talent town councils passed ordinances limiting what flags can go on town property to ones like the American flag and the Connecticut state flag. South Windsor and Colchester have similar policies to what Wethersfield is looking into. Stanley Pajora agrees flags should get permission to be on town property.
It's their property. We should have a say in what goes on it. It's actually our property.
The town manager says there are flags like the American flag that would always get town approval to be on town property. However, flags with political or religious messages behind them wouldn't, because it's not the town's place to represent one or the other.
So long as it represents what the town's values are, I think it could certainly be appropriate.
Flags supporting a business would also not be considered by the council. He says this policy would open up conversations about how the town wants to be represented.
The issue is if there's no policy there, then it really opens us up for other things.
If passed later this month, the community would be able to comment when flag proposals are brought forward, while other communities say no to certain flags. He says that's not a route they want to go down. Instead, leave it up to the people to decide what flies in their town. In Wethersfield, Tony Black, Fox 61 News.
Tony, thank you. New tonight, the Department of Justice says it's busted a nationwide ring involving a problem we've seen here in Connecticut: stolen catalytic converters. Law enforcement agencies across the country arrested leaders and associates in the network of thieves, dealers, and processors. Prosecutors say the catalytic converters were sold to a metal refinery for tens of millions of dollars. Arrests and stolen converters were seized in 9 states, including New York and New Jersey. 21 people have been arrested or are facing charges. We have much more ahead here on the News at 10 tonight, including this.
We must vote knowing who we have been, what we're at risk of becoming.
We'll hear from President Biden, who's putting out a warning tonight about the rise in political violence and how the U.S. can stop it.
And new details tonight as we're getting a look at the very close call for Waterbury police officers as they investigated a pedestrian's death last night.
And ahead at 10:30, we'll hear from a warning from the state tonight as more bobcats are being spotted in cities and urban areas across our state. Rachel?
Yeah, we're going to go from warm to even warmer moving forward. Records challenge this weekend, but at what price? We'll explain coming up.